Nathani Moody for show. Jonah Jackson for dough. So let's talk about the Vikings and their need at offensive guard. And let's talk about the potentially premier guard in this class, the crown jewel, as it were. And I know all the talk. It's like, you're going to replace Pat Elflein with another Ohio State Buckeye. Yeah. Scout the player, not the helmet. I'll be if the Vikings did that, it's like, oh, we can't take Tyron Smith because he went to USC like Matt Khalil. Sure. Yeah, but let's talk about Jonah Jackson today. 6'3", 306-pound guard, former three-star recruit as part of the Rutgers 2015 class. Played 4 years for the Scarlet Knights, earning second-team All-Big Ten in 2018, his final year in New Jersey. Was an academic All-Big Ten, and as well as graduated with a degree in criminal justice. Love both those things about players. Grad transfer to Ohio State instead of coming out in the draft. Did that in 2019. And now, here's the thing, too. It takes some cojones to transfer to a big-time football mill like Ohio State, who's constantly bringing in 4- and 5-star offensive line recruits, and like they don't rebuild, they reload up front. Like even though they lost, God, who they lose? Oh, they lost Michael Jordan last year, but you know that there's still like some sort of redshirted former 5-star Gatorade All-American coming in just to replace him, just eats nails for breakfast, that kind of guy. And so Jonah Jackson was like, hey, I'm confident in myself. I'm going to transfer cold into the Ohio State University, and he won. He won the starting left guard job, was named first team All-Big Ten, third team AP All-American, as well as PFF's number 12 graded guard in the country. So he succeeded. Obviously, he bet on himself, and he won. Also, Senior Bowl, you can make a good case that he was clearly the best guard there, potentially even the best overall offensive lineman, just in terms of pass sets as well as the way that he handled himself in the run game as well as one-on-ones in practice. It was pretty impressive. Combine. Right, so here's where it gets a little dicey. And again, we are on team, hey, what do you do on tape? What do you do in practice? What do you do in this and that? As opposed to, hey, what do you do in these static, vacuum, hermetically sealed drills, right? But production value. So 40, 5.23. Vertical jump, 26 inches. Broad jump, 98 inches. As well as not so great in the 3-cone 20-yard shuttle. Did put up 28 reps on the bench press, which... yeah, it's fine, but overall, not a bunch of numbers that are going to wow you. Like, it's certainly not in the Nathani Moody area, certainly not in what we've seen from very athletic guards coming up in recent years. But again, what matters to me more is what he did on the field, as well as what he did versus top-level competition, which he achieved both at Ohio State and the Senior Bowl. And he's got great footwork, very mature, very intelligent about how he handles his business up front, a very cerebral kind of player. And also, he's very good at working with offensive linemen around him. And also, he has played both guard spots as well as center, so he's very aware of what's going around and could easily help the center making line calls because he's been there, done that before. I think he'd be a solid fit in the zone scheme. And frankly, if you got him as a plug-and-play left guard, I wouldn't be mad at that. Not at all. Because here's what's frustrating to him. So besides the testing numbers, Jackson is a bit of a Rorschach test. You kind of see what you want to see, or people see different things. Because I think Jackson is one of the more polarizing draft prospects on the offensive line that I've seen. I mean, some places love him, some scouts hate him, some see him as a first rounder, some see him as an early day 3 guy. So just that complete width of what's going on, as well as I think the market is still trying to accurately price some of these interior offensive lineman prospects, as you've seen in the last couple of years. I don't know where Jackson is going to go, and frankly, I don't know which side that the Vikings will see him. And frankly, maybe they're a little bit gun shy about drafting. It's like, hey, Ohio State offensive lineman who's not overly athletic but is more cerebral and a scheme fit in the zone blocking scheme. Maybe even though they're like scared natives at this point, maybe they are a little bit like, hey, this is kind of like Pat Elflein 2.0. Maybe not so much. Maybe we'll just pass on him. Maybe we'll just go down and take a different guard. But I don't think that they should. I don't think that Pat Elflein's failing should be held against Jonah Jackson. I think each should be judged and graded separately. But the thing against Jackson is that he doesn't have the the pop like you see in a Moody, and he doesn't have the top tier testing numbers. But dude is a technician whose game tape projects very well to the NFL level. And the more I think about it, the more I'm okay with Jonah. 58 maybe a little bit high, especially if you have gone offensive lineman in the first round, if you double back on a guard, if he's there at 58, that's a little bit rich for me. But certainly if he's there in the third round and the tackles are picked over, cornerbacks you like are gone, or you've been sutured up in the first 2 rounds, I mean, boom. I mean, absolutely, I could go for that. Jonah Jackson in the third round. And, I mean, if he does drop to the fourth, I mean, that's super value town, right? But overall, just an interior offensive line. You got Bradbury in the middle. You got Klein starting at right guard. And then you have Jackson and Drew Samia battling out at that left guard spot. That's not bad. Yeah, that's not a bad way to go. But all right, your thoughts? Jonah Jackson. He's the fourth Jonah brother. He's the 6th Jackson brother. Sure. Let us know in the comment section below. Also, subscribe for daily Vikings takes. If you want to support the work, pull us up in the Venmo. Plus, give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skol, production value.